This is Autoline Daily, the show for all of you enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. One of the coolest things about any new Jeep is finding the Easter eggs that they've hidden throughout the vehicle. And now the company is giving you the chance to create one for an upcoming Jeep model. If yours is picked, you will win a brand new Jeep of your choice. The contest runs now through Thursday, July 2nd, and you have to be 18 years old or older and a resident of the U.S. The winner will be chosen by Jeep executives and designers, so you can head over to thenextjeepeasteregg.com for more details to submit your entry. Boy, Tesla doesn't want to waste any time before it starts building its new plant in the U.S. Documents made public this week show that the EV maker wants to start construction as early as the third quarter of this year. Tesla says it will invest about $1 billion to build the 4 to 5 million square foot assembly plant that will make the Model Y and Cybertruck. Electric reports that Tesla recently bought 2,100 acres worth of land just outside of Austin, Texas for $5 million, and that it's looking for up to $68 million in incentives from the state. So it looks like Giga Texas will become a reality. Car sales in the U.S. market are going stronger than the experts expected, but are they really bouncing back, or is this just a blip? Anytime that car sales slow down because of a natural disaster like a hurricane or an economic downturn like the Great Recession, it starts to build pent-up demand. That means people who want to buy a new car have to wait. But when they get back into the market, sales surge. We saw that happen after the Great Recession. Sales went from rock-bottom lows to all-time record highs. Right now, new car sales look like they're bouncing back from the pandemic. But that might just be a temporary blip caused by 2 to 3 months of pent-up demand. We're probably not going to know how healthy the market really is for another 2 or 3 months. We often talk about how auto racing helps automakers develop new technology for production cars. But Jaguar Land Rover is using technology from its I-Pace electric SUV to help its Formula E racing team. JLR's traffic sign recognition system, which detects and reads road signs to inform the driver of speed limits, is being modified to monitor the battery status of its race car and competitors' race cars. That info is then used to determine the optimum energy strategy for its drivers so they can go as fast as possible using the least amount of electricity. And in related EV news, Ford is alleviating range anxiety for Mustang Mach-E owners. It comes with a new feature called Intelligent Range, which more accurately predicts how much range is left based on driver behavior, weather forecasts, and crowdsourced data from other Mach-E owners. The system will be upgraded through OTA updates in the future, which will enable it to factor in real-time traffic conditions, terrain, and elevation. But if a driver does run all of the juice out of the batteries, Ford's roadside assistance program will tow the vehicle to the owner's home, to the nearest charging station, or to the nearest Ford dealership within 35 miles for free. Wouldn't you like to make your own car? Well, Volkswagen is giving the public a chance to do a tiny bit of final assembly on the e-Golf at its transparent factory in Dresden, Germany. Under the supervision of VW employees, visitors can help attach the e-Golf logo, connect the powertrain to the body, install taillights on the tailgate, and fit the radiator and radiator grille with the brand logo. But they charge you to help make your own car. 215 euros. That's about $240. But you get a guided tour of the plant and a free drink. Volkswagen will also offer the same experience for its ID.3 electric car when it goes into production at the same factory next year. Speaking of production, I'm sure most of us have seen automated guided vehicles, or AGVs, like these that move parts around a factory. But the new ones are surprisingly sophisticated, with navigation recognition, 4G connectivity, and inductive battery charging. That allows the robots to go from operating inside buildings to outside. Spanish automaker SEAT uses 8 of the autonomous robots at its plant in Martorell, which transport over 2,000 parts and cover 240 kilometers. That's 149 miles every day. They memorize the path that they're supposed to travel, and if its cameras detect anything in the way, the robot will stop until the obstacle is gone. They also talk to each other. When one robot leaves the loading area, it notifies the next one to take its place, or if the robots cross paths, they'll slow down for safety. They even have the right of way over other drivers and will automatically change the traffic lights so they don't have to stop. Due to increases in delivery efficiency, SEAT says the system reduces CO2 emissions by 1.5 tons every year. Citroen revealed the all-new C4, which will replace not only the old C4, but also the C4 Cactus. And as you can see, the styling is much more crossover-like and features a sleeker roofline. We also notice styling inspiration from the C-Experience concept in the front-end treatment of the grille and headlamps, and from the AMI concept in the rear taillight design. The interior looks very modern with very few buttons, 2 large digital screens, a head-up display, and of course, a wireless mat to charge your phone. Citroen says the all-new C4 will be offered as a pure electric, as well as with gasoline and diesel engines, but it didn't provide any information about these setups. That will likely come with its world premiere on June 30th.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Your journey, our passion.
The EPA finally got its hands on the Polestar 1. For a quick refresher, the plug-in hybrid pairs a supercharged and turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with 3 electric motors, which combine for a total system output of 619 horsepower. Add in a 34 kilowatt-hour battery capacity, and the EPA says the Polestar 1 can go 52 miles on a single charge or return fuel economy of 58 miles per gallon equivalent. But all that technology does come at a price. The Polestar 1 starts at about $156,000. Late last year, we reported about a new airbag that Honda and supplier Autoline developed. It uses a 3-chamber design to reduce the potential for injuries in a wider variety of frontal accidents. And now we know the all-new 2021 Acura TLX will be the first vehicle to get that new airbag. But Honda's not the only manufacturer that will use it. Autoline, of course, is going to supply it to other automakers as well. If a car buyer wants a particular vehicle that isn't on their dealer's lot, that dealer might buy or trade with another dealer to get the vehicle. And now dealers who trade in classic, modern collectible, and performance cars can do the same thing. Classic Trade is an online platform based out of the UK that allows dealers to list their inventory using pictures and descriptions, which can then be used by other classic car dealers. They use the platform to show potential buyers what's available, and if they find something they like, the 2 dealers can work out a deal. Classic Trade says this is going to be a great alternative to auctions. Hey, thanks to everybody that helped us figure out what that old car is from that we showed you in yesterday's show. We believe it's a 1951 Nash Ambassador sedan, which had many models that spanned from 1932 until 1957. And as Tiny B pointed out in the comments section, this Nash was very likely made in Kenosha, Wisconsin, so it probably did not have to travel too far to find its final resting place. We just had a Hyundai Kona in the Autoline garage, in this case, the top-of-the-line Ultimate model. Wards classifies this as a small crossover, competing against the likes of the Honda HR-V, the Nissan Kicks, and Toyota CHR. While there is an electric version of the Kona, this one came equipped with a 1.6-liter turbo and a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and all-wheel drive. It's a solid powertrain package. While the engine only develops 175 horsepower, it also develops a decent 195 pound-feet of torque. More importantly, it develops peak torque at only 1,500 RPM, so the Kona feels particularly responsive. One interesting tidbit about the engine is that the cooling system prioritizes cooling of the upper half of the engine block. That keeps the combustion chamber cooler, and that allows for a leaner air-fuel mixture. It's rated at 27 miles per gallon, which is less than its competitors, but the Nissan Kicks and Toyota CHR do not offer all-wheel drive, and the Honda HR-V does not offer a turbo. The Kona is a perky little car to drive, accelerating crisply and with relatively quick steering. The interior is well laid out, and while the materials used throughout the car are budget priced, it doesn't look cheap. Best of all is the interior packaging. You sit in an upright position with plenty of headroom, both up front and in the rear, and there's decent luggage space behind the back seats. The ultimate trim line offers every conceivable option, including LED headlamps and taillights, a sunroof, adaptive cruise control, 8-way driver's seat, a head-up display, Infinity premium sound system, and all the safety equipment that you can think of. All of that brought the price to $30,380, including destination charges, but it still sounds a touch pricey to me. But Hyundai manages to do a decent job of selling them. Last year, over 73,000 customers bought one in the U.S. market, and it's now the 4th best-selling model in Hyundai's lineup. So here's my bottom line. If I knew someone shopping for a car this size, I would definitely recommend that they take a look at the Hyundai Kona. And that wraps up this week's worth of reports, when we'll be right back here again on Monday.
Ward's is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details, and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.